The best smell is when you just open a bag of coffee. I always just like, Hi, my name is Emma and this is Sprosi, švedku. I work at a cafe called Uggla, and it's located in Mальмё, Sweden. So the difference is that a barista makes coffee and a bartender makes cocktails. So it's kind of a big difference. I usually say that I work at a cafe, so then there's no confusion really. I've always wanted to know how to make coffee, so when I applied for a new job the last time I applied, I just looked for a bunch of cafes until it was a big chain that hired me. So yeah, that's how I started. At that other job, and they had courses and everything, so yeah, it was pretty good to just learn everything. It's okay, but the business is like a family, so it's like even though it's not the best pay, it's still worth it because it's my family that I work with. I wish I drank more coffee, but I get the shakes when I drink too much coffee, so I have 1 or 2 cups per week. But if I could, I would drink coffee all the time. Just the brew coffee is the most normal. But when they go to cafes, it's mainly like a cappuccino or a latte because they don't do that at home. But I would say 80% of all the adult Swedes drink coffee in the morning at home every day, and that's just to brew coffee. Probably when I was 2 or 3 years old, I've always been interested to be oh, can I try it? And my mom is but then she gave me just a tiny spoon so I could taste it. And I've always liked it. Fika is a term for when you just go out for having a small sweet bite with mainly a coffee, but it could be a tea or a soda or anything. It could also be just having a sandwich. So it's a little snack between meals, I would say. Yeah, and then we just have a word for it. I love fikas. When I'm not working, I come here to have a fika. I've been thinking about this question a lot, because for me it's a natural thing to always have coffee around me. But I think it's because it's dark a lot of the time, during the year, and a bit cold. And we don't really have access to alcohol. So then we want something nice to drink, and I think just to wake us up in the morning, we have coffee. This is also a tricky question because almost everyone in Sweden knows English from school. So I never thought it was it's not really a thing when you get hired that you need to know English because it's kind of the standard. I guess you would go around with knowing just Swedish anyway, because you could be yeah, a cappuccino, that's universal, and then you can just point at the fika bites you want. Never. The best smell is when you just open a bag of coffee. I always just very popular. I think it's actually the more standard milk these days to have oat milk. And people that still they're not even vegetarian or vegan, they've also chosen to have oat milk in their coffee because they think it tastes better. So yeah, there is also lactose-free milk. It's still cow milk. I don't know what they've done with it, but it has no lactose because people are lactose intolerant. I think to just work with my friends and family. Like, we're not family by blood, but definitely by heart. So it's very exciting to just see, like, on my schedule, like, yes, I'm working with this person today, and the next day you're like, yes, I'm working with this person today, and then you just walk in and have fun together. And the customers are also great here. They've also become my friends because they're here like almost every day. So then you just hang out with your friends all day. It's when I have to turn someone down if we're out of a specific thing, or maybe they walk in here and want the cinnamon bun, and I'm like, sorry, like, we're out of them. And they just like, I really wanted just the cinnamon bun today. And that makes me sad. And that's difficult. No, not really. I've tried cold brewed coffee with like lemonade, which was weird but good. But no, it's not really a thing. But I want to try it. So it's very hard to like at least come to a cafe and have alcohol in your coffee. Some bars have like Irish coffee, but then it's super late, so it's kind of like we don't want coffee too late. But like when I'm on vacation and go to a hotel and can just have free alcohol in my coffee, I'm just like, sure, why not? With a job like this, you come to work and you do your work, and then afterwards, like, you can't really do your work after work. Because if someone orders a latte, I do it and then I go home. I don't go and be like, oh no, the latte. Because I know many like office jobs, you'd be like, oh no, I forgot to respond to that email or forgot to do things. But here it's just like, yeah, I come here and do my job, and then I'm done. I actually have 2 jobs because like it's kind of 50-50 on each. So here I work maybe 2 or 3 days a week, and same with my other job. So yeah, and then it's just like a normal 8-hour shift. Kind of my short-term dream, I think. It would be super much fun, even though I know it's gonna be a lot. It's also gonna be a lot of fun, because then I can just hire all my friends and we can have like, yeah, like I said before, you just work with your friends and family, and then you just have a good time with everyone. So my like super long-term goal is to become a graphical designer. And I have applied for like universities and everything, but it's very tough to get in. So for now, I think I'm just like sticking with the cafe and maybe opening my own cafe. And then in like a few years, I study, because that would be chill to just be a graphical designer by the age of like 50 or 60, and you just sit there and maybe at a cafe and just like have a coffee and do your things. A lot of people have applied during the pandemic because they lost their jobs, and yeah, instead of like applying for a new job, they're just like going to university, and then they get like a loan that we have in Sweden. So you get like a salary every month, so you can pay for rent and school and everything. Well, school is free, so that's also kind of nice. It can be stressful. So if you're a person that likes to have a lot to do all the time, then it's super fun. If you can't handle that, don't do it. But I just really love it, because I love to do a lot of things and I love coffee.